Superior Drummer 3 includes all of the mixing tools that you'll need to dial in the perfect drum sound. In the mixer, you'll notice a full suite of plugins perfectly suited for drum mixing. In this video, I'll go through the various equalizers in the EQ section. The first option is a clean equalizer with all of the features that you've come to expect of a modern EQ plugin. It can be surgical or musical and features many different filter types for carving out the ideal sound in your drum mix. Like all plugins in Superior Drummer 3, the EQ can be detached from the main Superior Drummer 3 interface, which can be very useful if you're working on multiple monitors. There's also a selection of EQ presets that serve as great starting points for typical drum mixing problems. All the frequency points in the EQ are draggable with the mouse, and the scroll wheel will change the Q of the selected frequency. Below the FFT section are the filter types for the selected frequency band. Most of these are common shapes found in digital equalizers, but there are a few unique filters that are specifically helpful for drums, such as the notch filter, the bandpass filter, and the tilt shelf filter. The notch filter is very good at surgically reducing resonances in a drum sound. The bandpass filter is great for creative effects or for isolating specific frequencies, such as the sub-frequencies on a kick drum. Even sub-kick microphones pick up some frequencies well into the upper mid-range. Depending on the mix, you may want these frequencies or not. Finally, the tilt shelf filter is very good at transparent brightening or darkening of a sound with minimum phase distortion when a gentle Q is used. Just set the frequency where you want the brightening to start and adjust the gain. The EQ84 is based off one of the most popular hardware EQs of all time, and it can be seen as more of a color EQ than the standard equalizer. This EQ has 3 bands with an additional low and high cut, all of which are based off of the slopes used in the original hardware unit. However, unlike the hardware, the frequency adjustments are variable rather than fixed. This EQ is great for boosting or adding color, where the standard EQ is perfect for surgical adjustments. Finally, the creative filter can be seen as more of an effect than an EQ. It essentially uses EQ filters and moves them automatically across the frequency range to create its sound. Choosing the type of filter, how fast or slow it moves, and the character of its movements will all drastically change the sound. Source sets the type of movement for the filter. If, for example, I set the source to synced LFO, I can choose the time duration in musical notation for the movement of the filter. Setting the waveform controls how the filter moves through its motion, as it will follow the shape of the waveform. For example, sine is a gentle transition, whereas square would be an immediate transition between 2 frequency extremes. The cutoff controls the frequency range in which the filter will move. Resonance controls the Q of the filter, and the mode controls the filter type. So, if I were to duplicate this with the standard EQ, it would look like this. The creative filter can be great for effects on room channels or for creating more drastic effects like those found in electronic music.